How would you describe your profession in general? Why do you think people, such as professional athletes, require your service of guiding them through, dieting and training?
It is very, very important to have somebody, on your camp that have a good eye. It doesn't have to be George Farrah or any other guru out there, but you know what? If you can trust somebody that will tell you the way it is and how it is, and obviously that somebody need to have some type of idea on nutrition and stuff, because you see a lot of people out there, they have, for some reason, they have a sense in their mind like dieting is about like dropping your carb to zero or something. That doesn't work. If this is the if this is what everybody think, or this is like the really like the secret out there, then everybody will look good and everybody will be in shape and everybody will be great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my guys, we have seen Dexter. Dexter's beautiful. I mean, Dexter's been working with me for over 6 years. When everybody thought he was done, I brought him back. Dexter's beautiful, so we can't really give an example of Dexter. But you have Rudy Winkler, standing next to him. Now, Rudy, if he was in the same condition as Dexter, I told Dexter he would have a problem. Because Rudy's so much massive, so much big. Maybe he's not as pretty as Dexter, but not too many people in our industry as pretty as Dexter. You know what I'm saying? Only problem is that Dexter keep coming and beating these bigger guys because he's always right on the money. And this is when somebody like me comes. Dexter is a veteran, and we all saw like he almost, was going on his way down, and everybody wrote him off. They said he'll never come back. He's too old. Well, guess what? At 47 years old, he's kicking everybody's butt. Same with Kai. I mean, with Kai, we tried it so many different things because, we all know he worked with other people before. A lot of people don't know that me and Kai were friends for a long time. And I'm the one actually who lifted up his arm when he turned pro. So me and Kai would go way back. And the reason why Kai trusts me like no one else, because he know that when George make a little adjustment, it's gonna happen. Like so far, every place we traveled, everywhere we went in the world, we accomplished what we said we want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Except, I said it before, it's hard to take it. Like, man, when you're looking at something and that it's so close between him and Phil, but unfortunately there's 11 judges, and more than half of them, you know what I'm saying, they decided on Phil because this is the type of body that I like. It's not a boxing here to knock somebody out and stuff. I say, oh, you got to bring them a knockout. Dude, we have brought them a knockout. But if somebody doesn't like the type of physique you like, what? But they can't say, well, Kai was out of shape, or Kai was, you know what I'm saying? So that means my job as a coach is done. You know what I'm saying? I did what I can do. And then, the rest is for the judges and whatever, that universe have a plan or whatever God has. To you.
Is it very competitive between the gurus? Because there was actually a video circulating of you arguing with some other coach.
Brad Rowe, he's like a 10th tier pro, beat your guy Freddie last year. How's that work? Sean Roden's beat your guys at the Olympia, the most important show of the year. Every year, dude. Come on, every year.
But my guy's still
Kai is still not reaching.
But Kai's still beating your guys. Guru Wars.
Like some people, they try to instigate stuff. And the only thing I got mad at, Chris, I don't care, and people usually know that I don't lose my cool easy, But the only reason I lost my cool on that day, only for one reason, because, see, he was, I guess, Big Ramy was with him in the off season. I didn't know that. So Ramy contacted me and he said he wants to work with me. I said, okay. So I took him. We did Arnold Brazil. But then Ramy, show me text from Chris. Like, instead of, like, even if he's not working with you, but you're still on the talk basis with him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know Chris was, helping Cedric McMillan. And of course, as a coach, you want to root for your guys. But on that day, Ramy beat Cedric. You know what I mean? He have just enough to beat Cedric. So instead of telling him, hey, like as a coach, that's what I tell. I mean, and you can ask anybody that, was with me or left or whatever. I'm always supportive. I'm always there for them. When they ask me a question, I answer it with politeness. Make the story short, Chris told him, you were fat. First of all, you're calling yourself not good because now your guy, he's not, he just got beat by the fat guy. So would that make your guy? But, at that time, my guy was better than, it was very obvious. All 11 judges have him first, not just 1 and 2, or 11 judges have him first. So now, that's why I was a little disappointed, because Chris is a gentleman usually. When you have a conversation with Chris, he's very smart, very intelligent. He knows his stuff. He knows diet. He knows everything. But just for him to tell Ramy that he was fat instead of telling him congratulations, you know what I mean? That was kind of like hit me. Like, come on, bro, just have some respect for me. You know what I mean? That's all, and that's all what I said.
Now, you brought up Big Ramy, actually. I was going to talk about him later, but Big Ramy seems like there's a lot of expectations for him to everybody is, expecting him to do very well, right? And that's why there's a lot of pressure on him, right?
Listen, he have a tremendous, physique, beautiful genetic. His work ethic is unbelievable. The guy works hard, man. I seen him like first-handed, like they say. So he works. Some people, they come out there and tell me that he doesn't like follow his diet. Listen, that's all. Like it's all rubbish. You know what I mean? Because that guy, he will not put a piece of candy in his mouth, while he's dieting. I mean, that poor guy dieted during Ramadan. You have to fast 15, 16 hours, and you only have a certain amount to fit your food, and he did it. So my hat off to him. Now I want to clear this, And another thing I got to clear, people say, oh my God, how much GH and how much drugs, and that's nonsense. Ramy can look at stuff and grow. Doesn't have to take all that stuff like people think. As a matter of fact, I can, go on record and say he took less than people getting ready for the local show. And this is honest to God truth. So, that's why I want to clear the air, because a lot of people talk about him. As far as genetic and stuff, he's amazing. He's going to be great bodybuilding. Eventually, he's going to, he's going to have a little more maturity. He's only 29, turning 30. So he's really like, not that old. So when this guy pull all that stuff together, forget about it. It's going to be an amazing thing.
Now, I want to just touch base on this year's Olympia very quickly. Now, first of all, Kevin Levrone is coming back. He made an announcement. He's training for it. In your professional opinion, do you think it's healthy, or it could be dangerous for him to train that intense to come back to the Olympia stage at this age?
As far as dangerous and healthy, that's a question nobody can answer except maybe God, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter how old you are, you know what I mean? My dad's 84 years old. He still work out. That's not mean it's dangerous. Now, are we talking about a competitive bodybuilder? Yeah, it might be like some, but you never know. You never know, what's his chemistry is. You don't know what's his genes is. He might be affected in a bad way. He might be affected in a good way. But if I was Kevin Levrone, you know what I mean? First of all, I was known to be one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? Why after all these years? But who am I to say why? You know what I'm saying? That's his decision. The man want to make a decision. Hey, God bless him. You support him. Now, if Kevin tells me, hey, man, I'm coming back. What do you think? I'm going to beat, Kai, and I'm going to beat these guys. I'm going to tell him, dude, you got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I said this, remember, because a lot of people out there don't know. Where was Kevin Levrone his last 2-3 shows before he retired? That was in his prime. Where was he? He was 6. As a matter of fact, the last Arnold I think he did, he got beat by Ahmed Haider. Ahmed Haider was 190 some pounds. But who am I to say? Like I said, up to him. If the guy was, hey, prop to him. God bless him. It's a great thing, like to see a 50-some years old doing it. Wow, give the other 50-some years old inspiration and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To go back in the gym, it's good, perfect. But as a prediction, I mean, I don't think he's gonna kill these younger guys, because it's almost impossible. They look just so good, So he missed his train, and if he did good, wow, you know what I mean? Even hats off to him. But I'm not gonna tell the man, if he can or can't do it. Now if he asks me, like I said, my opinion, I'm gonna tell him, I think it's the wrong thing to do, but it's up to him. He's a man of his own. Like he's a man. He's not a kid. He's got to do what he has to do.
Do you think Phil at this point can be beaten, and especially this year? I mean, he's been very dominant the past 5 years. Do you think realistically somebody can dethrone him this year?
Let me put it this way to you, okay? Phil was not dominant, okay? I mean, I love Phil. Phil was not dominant. Phil was pulling it off based on that beautiful symmetry he have, and based on the first time when he turned Mr. Olympia, how he looked like. But since he have never duplicated. As a matter of fact, he's going backward. Okay, I mean, honestly, a lot of people thought that, you know, Kai won a few times, and a lot of people thought Dexter last year won. You know, I mean, it's opinion, of course. You know, he's the champ. You gotta respect it. He's the champ. You know, God bless him. But he's not dominating, like, you know, what people are saying. So, you know, dominating is when you go out there, kind of like what Kai did in Australia. You see, like we saw in Ohio, Kai was not dominating. Okay, in Ohio Kai came in the morning. Kai could have lost. Actually, he was losing. Now at night, he was back to the Kai, and that's why they couldn't like deny him. You know what I'm saying? But in Australia, I don't know if any of the people watch, especially people that talk a lot. When Kai came for prejudging 100%, there was no competition. And when he comes at night again 100%, there's no competition. Then we went to Brazil. They called Kai one time. They compare him and they send Kai back, and they start comparing who's going to take second. That's dominating. See, Phil, he did not dominate. Last year, he got lucky, okay? Because I saw that Dexter was beating him, honestly. Now, like I said, people have opinion. It's the judging calls at the end. You got to respect the judges, because I could see something I like, some other judge might not like, and you got to respect that because they're the one in charge. You know what I'm saying? And people say, "Oh, why are you saying this? You're kissing, you know, your warrior kissing." No, dude, I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I say it the way it is. Okay, because even the head of the organization, you know, as much as I respect him and I think like he's the father for all of us, you know, when he asked me, I said, you know, I don't know. I saw Dexter's winning, you know, because I'm talking my opinion now here. You know, this is how I felt. He said, well, I left it to the judges. It was really close. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, like I said, sometimes it's apple and oranges, but he was not dominant. Dominant when he walked out. That first year he won the Olympia, he was dominant because honestly, there was nobody next to him. You know what I mean? Like, with all respect to all the guys on the, you know, when Phil is 100%, Phil is dominant when he's 100%. Okay, but we haven't seen the 100% yet. We saw it one time, and we haven't seen it.
Here with your Generation Iron news update. After a brief hiatus, the Generation Iron podcast is back in a brand new way. The new podcast is rebooting the entire formula with brand new hosts, guest interviews, and a whole new perspective on the bodybuilding industry.